All right, this is take 5. This is take 10. Okay, YouTube video take, what the fuck is it? 15? All right, forget it. All right, just go with it. Okay. Hi, how you doing? My name is Steve, and I've been looking at YouTube videos for quite a long time now, and I thought I'd just throw out my own YouTube video as well, talking to the YouTube community. So, hello. To explain all this equipment, I also have a mixing board. That's what they call it. Sometimes I get brain farts. Anyway, so I have a mixing board. I have nice mics, and I have what looks like a decent studio. This is all in my house, and this is equipment that I've bought for some time because I used to do talk shows. I used to do a talk show on an AM station in Orlando, Florida, and it was fun because you can go into a studio and buy and get this, sit there and just do your show, and anybody can do it. Even guys out there, you guys out there can do it. Pay money. You got to pay money to buy time on an AM station. It's expensive, but if you get a group of people together, 4 or 5 groups of people, come together, they all pitch in money, and you could have your own radio show. And that's what I did. I put together a little radio show with some of my friends, and it was fun. We did it for several years. And we'll probably do it again, make it into a podcast. But right now, this is all just for me. This is just my opinions and things, and how I see things, in just a little YouTube kind of video way, because I think it's cool to do this. And I used to work for a living too. The radio show thing was just for fun, and I never made money off of it. But I had a job at a real company, doing some great. I mean, we made semiconductors. The company was called Gear Systems. Not that many people know about it, but it used to be called Lucent or AT&T, and I worked there for 15 years. And last year they outsourced everything, shut down all their manufacturing plants in the United States, and moved it overseas, and for the cheaper labor, because they want to be competitive with other people. And that's what happened. They became competitive, and thousands of people across the country that worked for a Gear and all that lost their jobs. People like me, I worked there for 15 years, lost my job. So I'm getting by on unemployment right now, but it only pays the bills. And you really can't help the economy if you're just paying your bills. If you're just paying keep the lights on or keep the bills paid, that's not helping the economy. The only way you could help the economy is if you have money left over, of course, to go out and buy toys. Go out and buy a new computer. Go out and buy a new car. Go out and buy stuff you really don't really need, but you just want to have it because it's fun. That's how you help the economy. That's how you buy items just for fun, and that sustains the economy. But the economy is not as good as I think it is, or as good as people think it is, because, like I said, I'm unemployed, and I'm going to a bookstore. I went to a bookstore the other day, and I saw something that kind of surprised me, and it was sad at the same time. I'm sitting there in this bookstore. I just hang out there because I know a lot of people that work there, and it's just fun hanging out there, spending some time, reading a magazine and looking at the magazines and stuff. Is all for free. I'm just sitting there, and a woman comes up to me, and a very attractive, young, blonde girl, I'd say 22, 23, comes up to talk to me. And first of all, I know that's wrong. It doesn't happen to me at all. So I thought, okay, something's wrong here. Something's not right. And she started talking, and then she just says, listen, I just need money for a taxi to get home. And she had a baby with her. She had a cart with a baby in it, and she was pregnant, and she was young and attractive, but she needed money, and so she was homeless, and she just needed money. And she said she needed money to get home. I don't know if she was homeless, but she was poor. Okay, she was asking for money, and it just struck me as something weird, because it's like this is the face of the new poor, I guess. I mean, in this country, we have the working poor. In other countries, as far as I can tell, in other countries, if you're poor, that means you're not working. But in this country, you are working and you can still be classified as poor. What the hell is that? I had no money to give her. I felt bad, and I told her, I'm sorry, I'm unemployed, I have nothing to give you. And I did. If I had $5 on me, I would have given it to her, because she was attractive and young and pretty. But honestly, I should have done it anyway, even if she was old and ugly. Anyway, so she walked off and looked for another person to get money from, but I just felt bad, And so in this economy that's great, that's what the president says. The president says it's great, this great economy. I don't see it, And if you do research, there's a lot of people, a lot of women, and a lot of families, a lot of people who are homeless and poor that are not the typical homeless-looking person. The typical homeless-looking guy is some guy on the street that has a big beard and hasn't taken a shower in years. Well, kind of like me. They look like me. They're the kind of guys you would consider homeless or poor. But then you're starting to realize there are people who are families that are in shelters. Like I said, I'm unemployed, but my house is paid off. My cars are paid off. That's the only thing that's good that's happening right now in my life, is that I have all these major bills paid off, and I don't really have to worry about it. But it's still scary. And I'm thinking, isn't that the Christian way? I mean, if we're such a Christian country, shouldn't we take care of our poor? Shouldn't we take care of our homeless? Feed the hungry, clothe the naked, take care of the poor. I mean, isn't that the Christian ideals? But in this Christian society, we have homeless people. We have people who are poor. We have people who are, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I mean, our government should take care of our society. I pay my taxes as an investment in my country, and if I'm not getting any return on that investment, what good is it for me? Sure, okay, protect us from terrorism. Honestly, there's no terrorists under my bed, but they make it sound like there's going to be a terrorist behind every bush in this country. First of all, that's a bunch of crap. Yeah, protect us from terrorism. It protects us from invading armies and stuff. But what about the homeless people? What about health care? My God, that woman's pregnant. How is she going to, if she has no money for a taxi, does she have money for health care? How is she going to have a kid? I'm rambling, because that's what I do. I ramble. But I'm just a little pissed off, I guess. I don't understand it. Why can't we have a country where we could take care of each other? Oh, that's too liberal, is it? Is it too liberal to take care of your neighbor? To take care of your countrymen? That's liberal? That's evil? No. Anyway, this is my first YouTube video, and that just struck me as weird as someone who's an attractive young lady, pregnant, but she's homeless or she's poor and she needed money, and I felt bad because I couldn't give her any money, and I just had to say something to somebody, and I'm saying it to you, the YouTube community, and maybe when you see somebody who needs help them, because that's what a community does for each other. And now it sounds like I'm Sally Struthers, and I'm going to cry because there's a hungry kid here. But no, if you're too young for that joke, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is my first video, and hope this made some sense. If not, just tell me I suck. Thank you very much. Bye.